Hey kaiju fans, I'm Cooper, and your long wait is over. We're going to do Manda. Introduced in 1963's Atragon at the behest of producer Tomoyuki Tanaka, Manda was worshipped by the advanced undersea civilization of Mu for thousands of years, with statues and even weapons built in his honour. Despite appearing in 2 Godzilla movies since then, with prominent billing in American promos for Destroy All Monsters, the Guardian of Mu has struggled to make a name for himself. Put simply, the dragon has a tendency to freeze, literally during his bouts with the Gotengo, and figuratively when King Ghidorah came calling. Originally, the kaiju featured in Atragon was given the name Mammoth Snake, then Mammoth Serpent. However, since 1964 would be the year of the dragon in the Japanese zodiac, Toho decided to change his design accordingly. I know I just said Atragon was a 1963 film, but it premiered on December the 22nd, so its theatrical run extended into 1964. Anyway, Manmosuda was shortened to Manda. The monster was designed by Akira Watanabe, while his head was modelled by Teizo Toshimitsu and his body by the Yagi brothers. They built at least 2 different Manda props for the movie, ranging in size from 20 centimetres to 5 metres. The 5-metre puppet had a radio-controlled jaw. The monster's growl was created by altering the roar of a lion, though neither US distributor was impressed with it. When AIP brought it to American theatres, they added more sound effects, including hisses originally emitted by Reptilicus. Media Blasters gave him a completely new roar for the English surround mix on its 2006 Atragon DVD. Subaraya Productions later used one of the large Manda props to portray the Kai Dragon in Episode 6 of Ultra Q. A smaller prop turned up as the figurehead of a ghost ship in Episode 12. For Destroy All Monsters, Subaraya Productions returned the larger Manda prop to Toho, where it was given a new, less ornate head. The reason for this change is unknown, though it made him look more like a sea serpent. A small model of Manda was also created for long shots. Manda's next big screen appearance came over 3 decades later in Godzilla Final Wars. Shinji Nishikawa designed the new Manda, aiming to incorporate elements of marine life into the design while restoring his draconic features. He specifically shied away from the interpretation of the monster from Atragon, a Manda without the divinity, as he described it. A 6-metre-long, wire-operated physical prop of the dragon was created by a team which included prolific Heisei-era modeller Tomoki Kobayashi. He passed away in 2009, cementing Manda as the final monster of his career. Most of the kaiju shots were achieved through CGI, however, and a blast model was utilised to depict the frozen Manda getting shredded by the Gotengo. In 1963, the Mu prepared to conquer the surface world they had once ruled. To do so, they needed to destroy the Gotengo, a super submarine built by rogue naval captain Hachiro Jinguji. One of their agents planted a bomb into the Gotengo's hangar before abducting Jinguji's daughter Makoto and photographer Susumu Hatanaka. They were brought before the Empress of Mu, who ordered them sacrificed to Manda. Through a window in their prison cell, they beheld the monster for the first time. Susumu managed to steal a powerful explosive while working in the Mu mines and used it to hold the Empress hostage. As he, Makoto, and 2 kidnapped engineers prepared to escape, she set off a charge to release Manda. Before the monster could devour them, the Gotengo distracted him with a barrage of torpedoes and they swam aboard. The Gotengo surfaced so the crew could receive the defiant Empress, then re-submerged to confront Manda. The Serpent tried to constrict the submarine, but was repelled by its electrified hull. As he recovered, the Gotengo fired its Zero cannon at him. Immobilized by the weapon, Manda was powerless to stop the Gotengo's assault on Mu. By the end of the 20th century, a second Manda was among the 10 inmates on Monsterland. When the Kilux seized control of the island's inhabitants, they sent Manda to destroy London off-screen. Later on, he came ashore in Tokyo, helping Godzilla, Mothra, and Rodan destroy the city. Humanity soon destroyed the Kilux control devices and used their own to send the monsters to Mount Fuji to smash the aliens' base. Manda sat on the sidelines with Baragon and Varan during the climactic battle between King Ghidorah and the rest of the Earth's monsters. After Ghidorah and the Kilux were destroyed, Manda and the others returned to Monsterland to live out their days in peace. Stock footage of Manda from Destroy All Monsters appears in All Monsters Attack and Terror of Mechagodzilla. The latter should set off another Showa continuity alert for you, as Katsura is recalling an attack which hasn't actually taken place yet. Manda faced the Earth Defense Force's flagship, Gotengo, off the coast of Normandy. Coiling around the submarine and dragging it into deeper waters, the Sea Dragon inflicted massive damage. Out of options, Captain Gordon ordered the Gotengo towards a nearby undersea volcano. The intense heat set Manda ablaze and forced him to release the Gotengo. As he chased after it, Gordon called for his ship to turn 180 degrees and fire its zero cannon. The ray froze Manda solid, allowing the Gotengo's drill to shatter him. Manda's most obvious form of attack is constriction, though he didn't get a real chance to demonstrate it until Godzilla Final Wars, in which it is dubbed the Binding Breaker. If not for that conveniently placed volcano, his plan to crush the Gotengo might well have succeeded. Manda is more nimble in the water, especially his Final Wars incarnation. However, the second generation version has no trouble spending time on solid ground. The publication Godzilla Dictionary states that his land speed tops out at 100 km per hour, so apparently he was just slacking off in Destroy All Monsters. The only hardships Manda shrugged off, at least in his films, were the Gotengo's torpedoes. Manda proved susceptible to electricity, extreme heat, and of course, extreme cold. A deleted scene from Destroy All Monsters, included in the 1986 documentary Toho Unused Special Effects Complete Collection, has Godzilla grabbing Manda in the middle of his rampage through Tokyo. Whoever removed it probably made the right call, considering that at the time both monsters are still supposed to be under the Keelup's control. Manda crawled onto land again in the unreleased Japanese fan film Atragon 2, directed by Masahiko Kato. This was one of the independent productions that was supposed to be profiled in Kaiju Gaiden, which also might go unreleased, so we don't know much of anything about the plot, or even exactly when it was made. Manda first appeared in CinemaScope war game Atragon for the PC 8801 and FM7 in 1984, beating most of his fellow Toho kaiju to the world of video games. He's returned for close to a dozen games since then, though almost never as a playable character. Prominent villain roles include Godzilla Monster of Monsters, where he pops out of volcanoes to spit fireballs at the player, and Godzilla Unleashed Double Smash, where he's a jumbo-sized boss in the Atlantis level. Manda appears in 3 of Random House's Godzilla books. In Godzilla Likes to Roar and Who's Afraid of Godzilla, he's just a background character, but the young adult novel Godzilla at World's End gave him some time in the spotlight, taking on Godzilla in Shanghai. He would have returned for Godzilla and the Lost Continent had the commercial failure of Godzilla 98 not made it unpublishable. He also turns up in Renji Oki's prequel novels for the anime trilogy. In Monster Apocalypse, he began terrorizing the Atlantic Ocean in 2022, armed with the supersonic wave cannon. The Goten finally brought him down in the Strait of Dover in 2039. A second Manda surfaced in the Persian Gulf in the 2040s, terrorizing United Earth engineers engaged in Operation Great Wall. In the 1964 shonen book Atragon manga adaptation, Manda reverted to a snake-like design. The Manga King Destroy All Monsters adaptation actually showed him attacking London, and he even worked up the nerve to help fight King Ghidorah. Part 4 of the early 70s manga Monster of Justice Godzilla, serialized in TV Magazine, had Manda wrap around a moai while spitting strange rays at Mothra. Godzilla promptly arrived and tore him apart at the neck, saving a pair of pandas from Manda's grasp. The monster also features in a couple of Asahi Sonorama publications. In the picture book Giant Dragon Manda, he wreaks havoc across the globe beside Gabara and Mogira. As for IDW Comics, Manda appears via flashbacks in Godzilla Cataclysm, where he unwisely tried to constrict Anguirus and received a thrashing from King Ghidorah. A couple of panels from Godzilla Rage Across Time 5 also showed him battling Titanosaurus. Manda was given a more significant role in Godzilla Rulers of Earth, where he was a pawn of a different underwater civilization, the Devonians. After getting curb-stomped twice by the Big G while fighting alongside other Devonian-controlled kaiju, Manda dropped off the radar, but the Trilopods evidently tracked him down. That's all we have on Manda. You can learn more about him and his co-stars over at Wikizilla.org. Thanks for watching.